YouTube is getting some feed. Okay, I think YouTube is getting it. Let me know if you guys can see it. And then, okay, Instagram. Okay, in Instagram, it is not. It's not good, right? Like vertical doesn't work. So let's see if Instagram changed it. I changed it to single angle on Riverside. Getting ready for a live dissection here. I think it's live on YouTube. It automatically goes live. Okay, I think we're gonna have to go with it. It is live, right? Okay, this one, new studio. It has to be a single camera, otherwise it doesn't work. Can you guys still hear me? Okay. Instagram, I haven't clicked yet. Now it is going to, yeah. Okay, YouTube, how is it looking on YouTube? Okay, single now. Okay, good. So let me run the TikTok one as well. Okay, now the TikTok is live too. If Edeline, I think you can see what's going on with, and you can moderate most likely on TikTok now. Okay, we are here to do a live dissection for the first time, and it's going to be a stove everyday tote bag. I have the bag right here. I'm trying to set up the systems. There's a lot of cameras going on, which I've never done it before. That's why it's taking a little bit of setup time, and my team is watching it just to make sure it's live and visible in all the channels. Let me click on the Instagram one so we can. Okay, go live. So YouTube is good. I think Instagram should be good now, and TikTok should be good. And I have cameras recording it as well. So, Edeline, if you guys can see it, I will get started. And if you have any questions, oh, I already can see the comments on YouTube Studio. Thank you. Oh, Germany, UK, Mexico. Wow, this is crazy. Maryland. Thank you guys for being here. It is the first time we're doing this, so it's going to be live dissection. It's one of my bags, my brands in Stowe. And if, oh, Serbia, that's amazing. Like, it's unbelievable, like, how many countries were connected at the same time. Well, Edeline, can you confirm one last time? This is visible on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Hi from India. Okay, perfect. Let me put this over here. Mexico, India, Barcelona. Oh, Barcelona. We are in the same time zone. Okay, let's get started. So I have the bag here. The idea is to dissect a bag from Stowe. It's going to be the everyday tote in, I believe, the Smooth Napa, the Silk Alba leather. I haven't seen even which color it is. My partner at Stowe, Adam, dropped it off yesterday, and now we're gonna get started. Do this in front of the live audience, and I'm also recording, like I always do. If you watch previous videos, this is how I do these dissections in my little studio. Right now, I set up additional 3-4 cameras and computers to do this live test. And at any time you have a question, please feel free to drop it in the comments wherever you're watching. We're live on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at the same time. And my team will let me know. And I'm seeing the YouTube comments myself in front of me, but the others are not facing me, so I can't see them. I'll try to answer them as much as possible while doing the dissection. And once everything is done, we will edit it and publish it maybe later on. But you're going to be witnessing firsthand this dissection process. I'm excited, and if you enjoy this, I will do more of it. Probably a little bit more professional, better prepared, better understand and set up. So let's get started. The box came like this from Stove, and it always comes with our values kind of thing, talking about our no discount policy, because we don't price it to make a discount. The handmade better materials, no plastic mission, and the small batch in-house production. And then we open it, it comes in a dust bag. Okay. Hi from Boston, that's great. Rocota Shell Green Pueblo. Well, some very nice leather names I'm reading right there. Congratulations on that wallet. Okay, first, when I get the bag out of the box, regardless which brand it's coming from, I just give it a first look, feel, initial impressions. That's how at least the rough recordings go to my editor, and then he tries to shrink it down to a 5-minute video. So you don't get to see all of the commentary I put on the bags, but this is how I do it. All right, so this is made with Silk Alba. Silk Alba is a tannery from Barcelona. Actually, I saw hello from Barcelona over there. My favorite tannery by far, Curtidos Padilla, and this is their soft Napa, milled Napa article. It's an absolute beauty for fashion articles. We took out the fillers. So this is the tote. It's a everyday classic essential tote. It's structured to a certain extent, and it does have flexibility to it, but with its construction, it holds its shape without anything inside. At first look, because I'm biased towards this leather, I love the leather. It's very natural. It's not perfectly standard from here to there. You will see the variations and some markings that comes with this Napa leathers, and that's the hallmark of transparently finished leathers. These are truly the fine leathers in the industry. In the bottom piece, we have a little bit more marked part of the leather. When we're cutting these things in the workshop, we select the cleanest parts of the leather for the body, front, back panels. And then the bottoms are usually a little bit more forgiving. We can get more markings to the bottom or like inside of the handle. This is how you use most of the leather, not to create waste that beautiful leather, and then put them into inner and more hidden areas. Should have studs at the bottom. Yeah, this is an interesting comment. Like feet is a very common question, request we're getting on a lot of designs. This one doesn't have a feet. It comes with a one-piece bottom. But we're considering all these input, like whatever you say, it's a great feedback for us to improve upon in the further bags. And that's definitely noted. That's one of the most common feedback we're getting. Now, I am going to look at the craftsmanship side real quick. Hopefully, I'm not going to catch something. So we have a nice in-house production here, as we believe. Basically, everything we we make with Stowe is made within our own workshop, which is about 10 craftspeople big. It's fairly small, and it's right here in Riga. I can walk there in 5 minutes, and I do on a weekly basis. And for that reason, a lot of things are on pre-order or out of stock at the moment. Especially when we did the announcement, we got a great response, and now we're actually shipping most of those bags out end of this week and next week. So we're gonna have some small stock in hand in some designs, but everything is made in house. And I can't see anything I can pick on the craftsmanship side, which is great. If our people over there watching, thank you. Inside of the bag we have a organic cotton fabric lining with a zipper pocket. Again, the zipper is YKK, the very best you can find, and basically that's it. It's pretty simple in terms of design. It's our essentials collection. It's an everyday tote. Now I'm gonna get into the dissection side. We'll cut it open, see what's the support materials, what the structure and internal engineering and workmanship looks like. We're gonna apply some acetone to the leather, check the finish, and then we will do, actually it's not an estimate at this point because now since it's my brand, I know how much these things cost, and I will do share the cost of the bag and our pricing margins. The bag is available at stolelondon.co.uk at 495 euros in Europe. That includes the VAT, and then we will get to the cost and you will see our incredibly low margin on this because we're on purpose. So let's get started. This is the tough part at all dissections. This is my super sharp knife. Hopefully, don't make an accident. Now I say, Stowe Everyday Tote, is it worth your 495 euros? All right. This part hurts the craftspeople who made this bag. Okay, let's open the sides and then we go to okay, I am checking some of the comments. Everything okay, and on the feed on the live sessions, I see some people mentioning my image is making 1/3 of the frame. I'm not sure if it's a problem there. Man's bags on the horizon. With Stowe, we have some. Yes, I know I'm here. Everything looks good. Okay. In the man's bags, we have a duffel design in Stowe so far. Outside of that, that's our only unisex design that can appeal to men. But I believe that's out of stock at the moment. And in our current design plan, there's nothing in the making for man category. We're gonna prioritize woman bags in the process. But I have plans to make more man's bags with Pigai, my Pigai brand, and we will announce it every time they come, and it's gonna be early next year. East-West Mini. Okay, that's great. Thank you for your support. They are going to be going out, I believe, within this month. I was just chatting Adam about our shipments, and we're pretty good on time with, yes. What are what? What was the question, Emily? Oh, inner straps was for basically holding the bag and then kind of changing the shape a little bit. There's an adjustable mechanism here. If you put it all the way in, shrinks the mouth of the bag. Unfortunately, now I destroyed the bag, but as you see, it will shrink the sides like this. So the bag will narrow on the top and then have a curve like that. But you don't have to use it. It's just a modular shape mechanism we put there. And the closure is magnets on both sides. You just snap it all together. But there is no other function to those inner straps. Good question though, thank you. And Millie, thanks for catching it. Okay, so at Stowe we have a mission which is to reduce plastic from making of the bags. Normally, bags in this category, fashion bags, have inner structures, as I always talk about, one of the pillars. And most of those things as plastics, the support materials, the reinforcements. We use additional separate leather. So you see here the silk alba leather outside, the main leather, is supported by a thick and stiff leather, a separate leather. Definitely a low grade leather, which is sanded down. Yes. Oh, this in Stowe we don't use. If there is a specific lining, we use organic cotton, but we don't use a leather lining fully inside. Some bags, that being said, has suede lining, which is separate from the outside leather. So there is an outside leather, and then there is a suede lining inside. This everyday tote is made with fabric. It's designed that way. Usually, this is like more of a daily use tote and easier to clean, maintain, and you know, to make it more accessible and affordable as well. If you use a leather lining on this bag, the cost will increase significantly, and then everybody will the maintenance on the bag will get higher. Plus, the weight on the bag is also going to be higher. For those reasons, we use the fabric lining inside of this tote. Basically, that leather support giving the structure of the bag, which now I will separate and show you. It's like the outer leather. Nappa is normally quite soft and supple. As you see, this cannot make that structured bag. For that reason, we have a more stiff, more heavy wedge ratanned another leather inside of the bag to give that rigidity. And those are the main bodies of the bag. There is the same inner leather support in the bottom of the bag. There's magnets, inside handles. Let's check if there is, I think there is something inside the leathers to give this bump that looks a little bit artistic, which I like to see in the bag handles. I think there is this additional support material. Yes. Oh, the TikTok camera? Oh, the inner strap? Oh, I see. I am doing okay, the TikTok camera is a little further away here. There is a little raised curve here on the bump. And I wanted to open and see if there was another support material inside. But what I find is another piece of leather that is skived. So basically everything inside to accomplish these curves and these little details are leather. And again, this is a decision of reducing plastic from anything we can. The only plastic in this bag is going to be the stitching, the thread, because the threads have polyester contents, and that's kind of inevitable at this point. But outside of that, we removed everything else from plastic standpoint. And the shrunken image on YouTube, yes, because we're first time testing and most of these going to vertical channels like Instagram, TikTok. That's why we're only recording the vertical cameras. Hopefully the landscape version of it is being recorded at the same time, gonna come later. But this is the test for now. I hope you like it. And I would like to do the scoring as well. From a design standpoint, it's a classic tote bag. There's not too much special to it. So my scoring, as you know, starts from 1 to 5, 5 being excellent, 3 being average. I think this is a 3.5. I don't see that much special elements of design. So from a design point, it will get a 3.5 from me if this was a bag sent to me by a brand. And I saw a comment on YouTube says, I really like this bag. And I'm with you. I really like this bag as well. I don't know. I like classic and timeless looks. So this really appeals to me with its structure. Yes, I think we have a question. I'm listening. Are they what? Can you repeat the question, Anneli? Glued? No, they're not glued. They're stitched to the body. They're sewn to the body with some stoppers in the back, and the ends are tied inside. And there is this split support inside, giving that bump, which causes non-stretch on the handle. So there's leather on the bottom, a leather in the inner layer, and then a leather layer on the top. So it's 3 layers of leather handles. Basically, I don't think you can break this handle with a reasonable amount of load you can put or fit into this bag. So it's insanely durable. I wouldn't be concerned about that part. And now we see the inside, the workmanship inside is very clean. And when I'm talking about workmanship inside, I'm looking at these things like to the TikTok camera, and to Instagram, YouTube cameras, like where we sew this, we put this little tape, close and tied the nut here. So it's not all over the place, dirty. It's cleaned and closed nicely. Even though nobody's gonna see it, this is how we like to do things, and this is how I like to see when I open bags. And when I see it's messy, I know the workshop was rushing, and it's not the case here, which makes me proud. And craftsmanship wise, I see everything in line. Actually, it's one of the best aspects of the bag here. So craftsmanship would get a 4.5 from me from that standpoint. Structure is not too complex. It's supported with all another inside leather. For that reason, the structure gets a 4. It's not super complex. That's why it's not going to be 4.5, 5. But it's definitely above average because of all the thought went into it and all the extra mile we go to replace the plastics. Yes, another question. It's produced in EU. In England, there is a VAT since England is not in EU anymore after Brexit. There is a import process in England for any goods that are coming from Europe, as far as I understand. And that's great. I'm seeing very good comments on the YouTube. I really appreciate it. I think it is very useful and daily for its purpose, designed very thoughtfully. This is why it appeals to me a lot. Yes, another question coming up. Yes, Jasmine, I'm listening. Yeah, lining is organic cotton. Yes, I can get it closer a little bit in this camera, and then in this camera, and then I can show it to my top camera for future recordings. Again, it made in Ubrique here with our label. And zipper is Great. There's not much hardware on this. There's these studs on the handle, and there's the magnets. Let's look into the hardware real quick with our grinder. So let's see what's going to happen. Okay, the studs are brass. There is a yellowish inside coming out, and the coating is fairly nice. I'm doing it close to the camera. It's very hard to scratch. Very nice hardware, very little hardware, but the best of the best. And we transition to stainless steel hardware with all stock products going forward. Any bag that we're making now is going to come with stainless steel PVD coating, which is top of the line um, choice when it comes to leather goods hardware these days. And there is a dedicated video coming this week, actually tomorrow, explaining the hardware because it's normally overlooked. You know, this is super little thing we don't really think twice about, but there's so much work and information going into this. So I wanted to share everything I learned because it was fascinating to me. So tomorrow you'll watch that video on whichever channel you prefer to watch this content. And so it seems like it will be less durable, but frowned upon when brands use paper products, cardboards. Yes, that's why there's no paper products or cardboards inside this thing. It's all made with leather, so no paper, no cardboard, no plastic. It's full leather construction. That's what we're trying to maximize. Like leather bags should be made with leather, and sometimes we use organic fabrics inside if necessary. So and so hardware was pretty good in terms of material brass, and then the coating was quite durable. I would give that a 4 in my scoring. So for all those reasons, hardware gets a 4. Now let's look at the leather. Even though I know the leather, like this is Silk Alba, it's one of the very famous leathers in the fashion. You'll find this leather in so many bags that most of you will be surprised. This is made by a very famous Spanish tannery in Barcelona called Curtidos Badia, and it's a super refined Napa calf. Okay, I am gonna try to show you. It's a semi-aniline finish. From this much area, I was able to get this much finish. There is a little bit of plastic coverage for sure, but it is so little that requires insanely high quality clean rawhides to start with, so you can end up with a leather like this because the makeup on the leather, if you will, is super thin. It's not going to hide or correct any mistake. That's why you have to start with very clean rawhides, and that's why this this article is special to me. That's why we're using it. It's not very suitable to mass production, thousands of bags, because the variations is huge. As you see, the breakage of leather is more over here in this corner, and then it's a different here, it's different here, because this leather is just milled and tumbled to give that grain breakage naturally, and that's what you get as a result. It's not picture perfect, it's not pattern embossed by man, and that's the beauty of natural leathers. So any other questions that we are looking at? Yes. Yes, we are shipping internationally from Spain. I'm not sure about the stock situation of this particular bag at the moment, but a lot of our stuff, thank you for amazing response, are on pre-order. We're making them. But there are some items, some SKUs in stock. If it is, we're shipping. And even if it's pre-order, we're shipping internationally to pretty much everywhere in the world. And if it's in Europe, all VAT and everything is included in the price. If it's somewhere else, then you might see an added tax, especially US customers, at the end for the customs tariffs duties. I hope that answers that question. Now we check the leather. Okay, another question. Let's go. Oh, I don't think you can break this bag. The question is how long this bag can last with daily use and good leather care. This will be a good bag for someone who takes care of it. If you're not abusing it in a very illogical way, you could easily use it for 10 years and it will look pretty much the same. It will get a little bit shinier and darker with your patina because leather has a minimal finish. Still will um, get oils from your hand and touch. As soon as I pour the acetone, it went in. It's not fully closed. It's still porous, but the inside support gives that rigidity to keep the form. It's not going to soften and lose its shape over time. As long as you're using it on a daily basis and just wiping clean and keeping it nice, I would give it 10 years easy. And if you want to use more, I don't see any reason the bag going bad. The only thing can happen is the edge paints, which is very tiny on the handles, might crack a little bit because those are the um, plastic-based paints that we have to use in the edges. If that starts chipping in towards the end of that 10 years, that might be the only problem I can foresee happening here. Otherwise, really nothing else can go wrong. It's a simple bag, just made well. Do we ship to UK? Yes, we ship globally everywhere. Again, we're a UK company originally. It's Stowe, London, and our founder, Carol, is based in London if she's watching. Thank you, Carol. And we make everything in the any plans of updating the bag logo. Not on the existing design. We have a small logo embossed here outside of the bag, but there's no other logo or hardware shining outside of the bag. It's fairly minimal. Now going back to the leather. This leather is one of my favorite napas from absolutely my favorite tannery. It gets a 4.5, and it's not a 5 because it's not that exceptional, exquisite, super rare thing. Maybe like an exotic skin or something. Otherwise, it doesn't get any better than this. So 4.5 for leather. Craftsmanship, I couldn't see anything inside out that I can pick on. Craftsmanship gets a 4.5 as well. I'm very happy and proud to be here in Ubrique, which is the reason I moved here. This town has been doing this luxury bag making for over 100 years now, and artisans are skilled on doing. If it's a Oh, perfect, perfect, Carol. I heard you're here in the live. It's a structure bag. Like it is, I would say like there's structure bags, super rigid. There's semi-structure bags that give some flexibility. This is like 65% in my opinion structured because it holds its shape pretty well due to the very thick vegetable heavy rattan suede leather we use inside as reinforcement. It really gives that like non-moving function to the leather outside. Otherwise, it's a soft leather. You can see in the parts that I separated. Silk Alba is pretty soft nappa that you can fold. But once you add this stiffer backing leather, then it becomes like a stand-up leather when it's structured. It's a 65% structured, holding its shape construction. I hope it answers it. I was talking about Ubrique. We're very proud to be here in this town of 16,000 people, heavily focused on leather goods, manufacturing. It's pretty much like 70% of people's jobs here. And it's a super tiny village in the top of the mountain, sitting in a valley, cannot even grow further in a little bowl on top of the mountain. We can walk from one end to other end, 10 minutes, we know everybody. One great thing, I've been living here 1 year now. One great thing that I'm really proud about Ubrique is it's such a close culture. Everybody knows everybody. You can't see any like scandals like we see in Italy, in Prato, because there's a very healthy, fair economy established here. There's a union. Everybody gets their fair wages. It's not even imaginable to propose something otherwise to someone. It's such healthy environment. nobody needs a job. Basically, companies are fighting each other to transfer craftsmen from one to another. That's why it makes me very happy that if a product is coming from Ubrike, you can be sure that whoever touched it paid in a fair way. It cannot be a product of a scandal. Um, I cannot guarantee you the quality because I've seen different levels of quality even in this town. But what is guaranteed is whoever touched it is going to be paid fair. I think it's a very important point, especially today. So that's great. Thank you. Somebody watched my interview with someone in New York. Thank you for the support. And there's a question about Coach. Absolutely, I love Coach. They're doing a great job for decades. I hate Coachtopia. Totally different worlds. I don't want to digress here, but a video is going to come up on that, Coach versus Coachtopia. I think it's kind of like a suicidal mission they're doing there. I love Coach. I don't like Coachtopia, so that's a quick note there. And then we did the design, structure, hardware, leather. I think we scored it, and we scored the craftsmanship. So I have all the scores given to the bag. Now, I don't need to calculate the cost because I already know this. I talked to Adam, who actually makes the bags, our partner, our managing director here. This bag uses about 7.5 square foot of Badia silk albo, which is an expensive leather. It's one of the most expensive ones, 85-ish euro per square foot, so per square meter. So we spent about 56 euros in leather for the outside leather. And then the internal, because we insist on using leather support, all the reinforcements inside cost another $12. So 56, 12, it's like close to $70, $68. The zippers, magnets, and other little hardware cost about 11 euros as well. And our cost estimate for the labor in our own workshop is 72 euros. So this is very close to 150 euros in total when it comes to leather, hardware, and assembly made completely by us and inside in-house. There are some questions there, Loner, Fendi. I don't know those bags or brands yet, so can't say much. So 150 euros is our cost to make this bag, and our sales price is 495 euro at the website, which includes the VAT. Once you make a purchase, net proceeds we get from that sale is about 412 after the tax, 412, 413 euros, and which shows us a very consistent multiplier we use across our designs, which is 2.7. And if you're familiar with my previous videos, my fair estimate, fair pricing multipliers from 3 to 5 for brands like us that are either online or very small presence in the retail footprint. With that kind of lean business model, you need a 3x multiplier at a minimum. So we are below that, which is a little bit dangerous, but we're kind of counting on some advantages we have, like my audience and your support. We're able to spend less on advertising because we can get our message across. So that's the advantage you are getting by us going 2.7 to prove our promise. Luxury of leather can be accessible. It could be sincere. It could be about materials and craftsmanship, not about image. We're not here to sell people feelings or confidence. We're just actually relying on conscious consumers who understands good materials, appreciates good materials for fair prices. And that's our promise, that's our mission. And this is one of the physical manifestations of it. As you see, it's, to me, it's a great value. And that was the first finding when I first dissected a store video almost a year ago without knowing what they do and what was the products. I was impressed. It happened to be the best value of the last year in my experience. And as a result of that, I ended up joining the brand, and I couldn't be more proud. Hopefully next year we're going to add more exciting new designs. We got a great response since the announcement, and we're trying to keep up with all the pre-orders. So I truly appreciate all the support you guys show so far. And now we're done with this part. Hopefully you liked what you see, and hopefully you enjoyed being part of my dissection video shooting process. This is basically how I do it, even though when I'm alone, like I'm in a room, there's nobody here. I just have my cameras running, and now you guys joined. And if this was a good experience, I would like to do more of it. Hopefully, a little bit more professional, more prepared, more, um, you know, more planned. In the comments, let me know if there's any other questions that I can answer before we can wrap up. And if we need to make another one of those or more of those, so let me know in the comments, and we will continue doing what we do. Annalene, any questions? Any? Thank you. I see great comments on YouTube. Really appreciate it. Perfect. More like this. Okay. I see. I think I see enough. Where does the name Pigay came from? Okay, Pigay came from, to my left. It's, well, I'm originally Turkish. I was born in the Troy region, northwest part of Turkey, which was home for Trojan civilization back in the time. And my hometown, a very small town like this, Ubrike. Now it's called Biga, but its ancient Greek name was Pigay. So it's the name of my hometown in Turkey. And hello from Dubai. Hello to the world, wherever you're watching. I really appreciate it, and I think this was a um, good feedback from you all. I'm gonna do more of that for sure. We will plan them, announce them, and hopefully, um, when they're gonna be coming up. Not like this one popped up all of a sudden. Don't forget to sign up to our newsletters at stolelondon.co.uk and pega.com so we can send some announcements for future live dissections. Any questions, Annalene, Jasmine? I didn't understand the question. Can you repeat it? Oh, only from pictures. The question is if I can estimate the cost of making a bag only from pictures without touching. It would be difficult because I get a lot of information when I touch the leather, material choices, the structures may have gone inside, and the details I see about the craftsmanship. So I definitely would like to, or will have to see and touch the bag to make a reliable estimate. I can try to estimate from pictures if there's enough detailed pictures inside, outside, and close-ups, and if I know enough about the leathers, but it may not be as I may not be as confident as I'm doing it right now. No, we make all of our bags here in Spain, in Ubrique, a small town specialized in luxury bag making. Any luxury brand that you name, I think, except Hermes, is either at some point or maybe right now being made. Right across, there's a lot of luxury bags are being made right now. So this is a very special, unique leather cluster in southern Spain, and that's why I moved here from US. Every bag is made in-house in our own workshop for Stowe products here, and also for Pegay. Everything is made in Ubrique. Yeah, finished product. Well, sorry, it's dissected now, but the front panel was like this. But the finished product is on stolelondon.co.uk. This is the dissected version of it that I have in my hand. And as I said, this is a very minimal, elegant daily bag made with top of the line materials, the leather, full leather construction, organic cotton inside. Every decision was made with intention and priced a very, very, very fair way. So that's my summary about what I found, what I knew about what we're making with our own brand. but perhaps I will do more of these with other brands as well, in live dissections, and then later on we will publish the 5 minute shrink down version of that video as well. It seems like enough people enjoyed it. It's good enough for me to make more of these live dissections. I think with that we can, yes, okay, one more question. Jasmine says one more question. Okay, yeah, let's go. Ooh, what's the most expensive dissection I've ever done? Um, I think it was, well, two Louis Vuitton bags. One was the Capuchin. Full disclosure, I bought it in pre-loved market, so I didn't pay the full price, but the full price of that bag was, I think, $6,000 or $7,000. And another one was LV, which I bought new from Paris LV store in Champs-Elysees. That one I paid over $4,500. So those two were, I think, my most expensive dissections, out of everything I've done, and pretty much the rest also LV, Bottega, and those are the most expensive things I dissected so far. I see some feedback on YouTube for landscape. I think for YouTube we're gonna do a um, landscape live next time. For vertical Instagram and TikTok, we will use the same cameras. I really appreciate you guys joining here. Thank you. There is Turkish friends as well commenting in Turkish. Appreciate it. What I do with the leftover leathers? That's a great question. Keeps getting asked. I keep them. I save them. Sometimes we get inspiration to make another little project with it. I have one plan with them. Again, they're not being used. They're not being thrown out either. Sometimes I use them in the future content or for a repurposed crafting project. Again, this is going to be going into that pile, which I call it the luxury graveyard. I have lots and lots of leather dissected bags here, and we'll just keep it there. All right, really appreciate everybody joining in today. I will be doing more of it, and don't forget to sign up for the notifications on Stow London and Pagaye, so we can notify you for the next one that we schedule. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day. Okay, I am